Hi, welcome to CIS 4100. This is Technology, Strategy, and Decision Making, a new version of the course that we've been teaching here for a few years and sort of modifying as the curriculum needs have changed over time. This is going to be a fun course. There's a lot of focus in what we're doing in the next few weeks around understanding technology and what it brings to the business and why we would make decisions in terms of where we make technology investments and how we make those investments in the best way possible in order to maximize the competitive advantage that technology brings to a business. So a lot of what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks really is digging into, number one, the subject area. So understanding the domain space of technology, in particular the technologies that are information technologies that go into IT departments, IT systems, business information technologies that will allow you to provide a business that competitive advantage that comes from understanding the information and the data that it uses, understanding how that information flows, and then understanding how we can leverage technology to improve that flow of information throughout the business in order to give us some advantage, both in terms of understanding our market and our customers and what they're telling us, but also understanding what our products and services are doing in terms of their overall performance and their ability to meet those customer demands and expectations. There's a lot of technology that goes into information technology systems today, the IT departments, the HR departments, the data that surrounds our employees, the data that surrounds our customers and our products and our supply chains. All of this has to be integrated and managed in a way that from the overall decision-making process, you have enough information to make to discern where opportunities exist and to discern where problems need to be addressed and to make some investment decisions to account for all of that. So we'll be going through initially here talking a lot about different technologies that exist. We're not going to pretend that we can start a department new. Most of us don't live in environments where we're starting something from scratch. So you'll be inheriting a lot of technologies that have been there for many, many years. And we have to think through how we integrate into that existing capability, what new kinds of things we might want to bring in. So it'll be a lot of sort of legacy architecture discussion, but also a lot of discussion about new technologies, new capabilities that are coming into the fore in terms of data, in terms of analytics and such, but also a lot of discussion of just new models. How do we really engage with our employees and our customers in terms of social media? What does that mean in terms of shaping a business, and how do we integrate all that effectively into a strategy going forward that will, again, give us a competitive advantage. We'll talk a little about ITIL and some of the processes, some of the IT kinds of structures that exist today that are expected sort of standard across the industry, and then how all that stuff fits together in terms of enterprise architecture and in terms of social media presence and all those things to give you a good picture and an ability to understand how to make decisions. A lot of the sort of strategy and decision stuff we'll do in the discussions, kind of talking through, all right, now that we know what this particular domain space means after we do the research for a particular week, now what does that mean in terms of our ability to understand, how we would make different kinds of decisions in terms of technology investment and integration. So it'll be a sort of a holistic course, a lot of conversation along those lines as we go forward. Before we get kicked off, I'll just say that I've been teaching here at SLU for 20 years or so. Like I said, this is a new implementation of the class, but it's something that we've kind of looked at as a topic for quite a while. And it is an important topic for everyone who's in this industry to understand and to know, because like any domain space that goes on over time, it can become rote and it can become something that people do over and over without thinking about it. But information technology changes so dynamically, and the technology world around us is so fluid that we constantly have to be rethinking this, looking at what we're trying to accomplish strategically, and making sure that we're just really thinking through and making the best investments we can for the companies that we work for. So this is the new course. We're excited about this. We're going to get going here. There are discussions each week. Those tend to, what I do is I introduce a discussion, so you'll answer the initial question in the first week, and then the following week we'll go ahead and have conversations around that. So your responses will be the following week. That gives you kind of 2 weeks to have a conversation, a decent conversation around a topic, rather than trying to cram it all into 1 week. And then so it'll be a little bit of overlap there, week over week. But there's a final, there's quizzes, and we'll do all that stuff. You see all that in the assignments and all that. It's all going to be laid out for you. Pretty varied assignments, a lot of different kinds of readings, and I think that's good. Bring a lot of different sources in. I am available pretty much every day, unless something happens. The best way to reach me is by email. I'm fairly responsive on email. I have, a device, so it pops up all the time, and I'm very, I would like to answer those quickly. So that's the best way to reach me, use my email account. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get started. Look forward to meeting all of you this term, and welcome to the class.